When it's payday time, it's time to run payroll using One Stop Portal. The way you get to it is by going to the payroll menu. And now let's search for the customer that I want to do it. There's 5 different tabs along the top here. Let's do the process right now. So let's search for the customer we want to do it for. Let's use everybody's favorite TV character of Walter White. Now if I want to pay just the rep, then I'm just going to click the check mark under rep. If I just want to pay tech, I'm just going to click that one. Or both of them, I click both of them. And then I'm going to click process jobs. Now it's going to calculate the payroll. That's assuming that under the setup menu I have set up the pay scales correctly and I've assigned the pay scales to the rep and the tech, and then that assuming that I've also done all the data entry on the job as well. So basically it shows that this account gets a gross pay of $562.50. Since he didn't charge activation and he's supposed to charge a $50 activation, then it deducts $50. Equipment adjustment, it looks like he gained $45 because he didn't use up all of his equipment according to the pay scale. No manual adjustments, but if I wanted to put in a manual adjustment, I could click edit and then put in the manual adjustment. Let's say that I'm going to pay him an extra $50 just because I told him I would. Okay, so I hit update. And there we go. Now it added the $50 manual adjustment. So it's showing that his net pay is $707.50, although $200 goes into his hold fund according to the pay scale. So his upfront pay is $507.50. So then if I click continue, now it's time for the install pay. Looks like for the technician, he gets a base pay of $100, points bonus. He didn't get any extra points installed, so he gets no bonus there. Manual adjustment, nothing there. I could put one in, but I'm not going to. So his net pay is $100. According to the pay scale, he has a $15 hold fund, and so his upfront pay is $85. I'm going to click continue. And there we go. It's done. The install transaction is created as well. Let's do another one. Let's also pay Walter White's nemesis and former employer, Gustavo Fring. So we're going to pay on the rep and the tech that installed this job. Same basic business here. Gross payout, activation pay, the equipment adjustment, net pay, hold fund. Upfront pay is $244.50 for the sales rep. Then for the install pay, he gets a $100 base pay. He installed several more points than the base amount, and so he gets $15 bonus. For that, he gets the net pay of $115, hold fund of $15, so he gets an upfront pay of $100. Let's create that transaction. There we go, it's done. So now I can go over here, I can go to the rep reports. Now that I've transactioned everything out, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, okay, at the end of the day, after I've paid everybody on all the jobs, let's see how much I have to pay them in total. So I'm going to put in today's date. And it looks like there are 2 jobs here, Walter White and Gustavo Fring. So for Clayton Bigsby, it shows that we've got a total of $1,152 to be paid in commission, hold fund of $400. Up front, he gets $752 for a total of today. And then I could go ahead and say, okay, so that's how I actually put it in when I do my books to pay him. Let's say that I also want to look for the technician. I can go over here to tech reports. Let's go for today's date. And it looks like for Walter White and Gustavo Fring, they're the only 2 that were paid today. And they both go to Rick James. So for Rick James, we're going to look in here and we're going to say he gets $215 total pay, but 30 of it goes to his hold fund. He gets $185 total. Then I can look at hold funds. This is if I want to pay out a hold fund, I can go ahead and say, okay, let's go ahead and look at the hold fund for Rick James, the technician. Let's search it. It looks like he's got jobs from when he installed Saul Goodman, Walter White, and Gustavo Fring. So his total hold fund right now is $45. I can go in and actually transfer that money too and have that to where I can pay him. Customer funding. Let's look at this last tab here. On this last tab of customer funding, let's say that I want to go ahead and search for those customers. So I put in, these were TPC contract financing. Let's say that these were done I'm going to search for all the jobs from that time period. Looks like there's only 2 of them, Gustavo Fring and Walter White. These are the ones we were working on. Let's go in here and let's say the funded date. This was today on both of them. And let's say how much we were funded. Let's say we were paid $1,000 on this one, and let's say we were paid $1,100 on that job exactly. Let's say that we got a 37 multiple on this job, and we got a 39 multiple on that job. Update it, and there you go. You have it. So I'm going to search. Now I can show that I've got them. Or actually, it's not going to show them up now, but it'll show up on there. When you go to the customer account, it'll show that they were funded for that multiple. That's just for record keeping for now. However, we do have some future use with this customer funding tab where it will actually calculate some more things for you. And that's the way you run payroll using One Stop Portal.